brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Will host the first round coming up in a couple of weeks. So St. Johnsbury 3-2 at the number 4 seed, BFA 3-2 at the number 5 seed, and Essex 3-3. Bobwhites coming into this week, not playing last week. Brad, a pretty hectic last couple of weeks due to COVID protocol and injuries.
Yeah, which is a situation that everybody has to deal with, and then you have to have other guys step up, and it's the next man up, so to speak.
Essex won the coin toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so they'll kick away here. Line drive kick, high hop into the air, going to be fielded by the back man. Looking to turn it upfield here is Seneca DeRocher, who is wrapped up at his own 22-yard line. Bobwhites again off last week, but Brad, a couple of weeks ago for homecoming, kind of a tough showing against CVU.
Yep, CVU's very good this year. You know, Coach Murray and his staff, they'll make their adjustments, they'll learn, they'll move on. A new quarterback in for this game is my understanding.
Yeah, for the Bobwhites, made a mention of injury. Cole Montaigne apparently appears to be out for the season, so we got a new quarterback in here tonight. There's a snap. And it's going to be quarterback keeper straight ahead. And in at quarterback is Seneca DeRocher. He's good with about a 4-yard pickup.
And Seneca was a quarterback for the St. Albans Steelers program, so it's not something that he's unfamiliar with.
So Seneca has been back there beside Montaigne, often in that shotgun position. So he's just going to have a little bit of a different vantage point.
Yeah, and not just that, but when you're running a spread concept, which BFA is integrating that into their offensive package, you want the ball in the hands of your best playmaker every play. And Seneca has certainly shown he is a playmaker.
We saw that a few weeks ago against South Burlington, where Seneca DeRocher was over 100 yards. So second and call it 6. Snap rolling out here to the near side. DeRocher hits his man. Turning upfield is Dakota Rye, and Rye tiptoes out to the BFA 38.
And you know what I liked about that? Quick, high percentage, get your quarterback's confidence, and also lets Essex know we're not afraid to throw with this kid.
DeRocher, a sophomore for BFA, again, as Brad alluded to, not unfamiliar from the quarterback position as an 8th grader playing for the St. Albans Steelers. Was one of those leaders for that team that played for the Northern Vermont Youth Football League Championship. Bobwhites facing a 1st and 10 at their own 37. DeRocher hands off. No, play action to the far side, lofts it high in the air, and it's caught by Rye. Rye turns it upfield, and it'll be just short of a BFA first down.
Yeah, and it wasn't a rope, but when everybody's sagging in, Got the receiver in the flats, and again, another little high percentage play, getting some confidence, moving the chains.
Sets up a 2nd and 2 for the Bobwhites. Ball now spotted at their own 46-yard line. Talked a little bit about BFA, where CVU and their quarterback really had success. Essex had their hands full last week against Hartford, losing by about 21 points.
Yeah, which is two totally different styles of offense, too. You know, Hartford, a classic wing tee, grind you into the dust. CVU, a spread concept, more explosive plays.
Droscher up under center here. There's a snap. Quarterback sneaks straight ahead, and Droscher looks to have enough for the first down. Needed a couple. Looks like he picked up 3.
Yeah, and this is a great start for BFA and for Seneca. You get some momentum. You get confidence, right? You shake out, because sometimes you have a little bit of a hangover after your senior walk or, you know, the festivities.
Parker Dodlin checks into the game. Again, shotgun formation here.
And they're not putting a guy out on the inside twin here.
4 receiver set. Again, quarterback straight ahead is Seneca Droscher. He picks up 3 on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, and I'm sure that BFA will notice that Essex is not walking out somebody to account for that inside twin, which quick screens can take big advantage of that.
Michael Telfer checks into the game for Colby Williams. Bobwhites looking at a 2nd and call it 8. Ball now in Essex territory at the Hornet 49.
Now they're walking him out.
4 receivers set. There's a snap. And we'll throw here over to the flats, up to the near side. Turning the corner is Dodlin, and he'll pick up a couple more, setting up a 3rd and about 5.
Good tackle by number 10 for Essex, you know, playing in space. That's why you want to flip the ball out, which was root for Essex. That's why you want to flip the ball out in space, because all you got to do is make a guy miss, and a 3 or 4 yard gain can become 10 or 20 or more.
Walker Root, senior for the Hornets, one of their more athletic players. We'll certainly see him on the offensive ball as well this evening. Bobwhites take a 2 receiver set to the far side of the field. They'll take Droscher, put him up under center. More traditional Delaware wing tee look. Handoff straight ahead to the fullback, and nowhere to run that time.
No, he ran right into his block on that one.
That was Sean Beauregard, senior, his first carry of the evening. Going to be a loss of a couple, setting up a 4th and about 9 for the Bobwhites, and it looks like they'll drop back Droscher to punt away. Droscher will stand at his own 39-yard line. Bobwhites looking at his 4th and 8. High snap. Droscher gets it down, kicks away. A high end-over-end kick. And we'll take a hop at the 15. And Bobwhites will down it at around the Essex 25, 26-yard line.
Yep. I'm going to play a little field position to start with.
So any observations there, Brad, with, again, BFA running out a new quarterback, their first offensive series here?
I like the fact that they're doing quick little throws and they're rolling out Seneca on the edge, because he can take off with it too.
So we talked about the Essex offense. They run the spread. Benjamin Sarantino, quarterback. You'll see him shotgun. There's a snap, and he hands off straight ahead to Oliver Orvis. And Orvis still racing ahead, and he'll have the first down out to around the Essex 48-yard line.
Yeah, and that type of play drives you nuts if you're the defensive coordinator, because they had him, it looked like initially at the line of scrimmage, but they didn't finish the tackle. Kid kept his feet moving and wound up with plus 10 yards.
Well, I wonder how the defense will react. Again, the last couple of weeks have been a challenge practicing-wise with the COVID protocols. Essex 1st and 10, 2 receiver set here to the near side. Sarantino barking out the cadence motion in the backfield. There's going to be a little jet here to the near side. And turning up is Garrett, and he breaks a tackle, and it appears to have close to another Essex first down.
I'm sure that Coach Richards and his staff was watching how BFA got attacked on the edges by the South Burlington Co-op, and they're looking to add their own jet package to utilize against BFA.
So going good for about 9, sets up a 2nd and 1 at the BFA 44. Trips formation to the top side of your screen here. Sarantino drops back, Steps up, fires, and intercepted. Beautiful play by Thomas Demers, stepping up, and Brad, he took a hit and was able to hold on.
Yeah, and he undercut the route beautifully. He saw that, read it, stepped in. Big play because Essex was having some success there offensively.
So Sorrentino, first time to the air, picked off, and the Bobwhite offense back out on the field. Our first turnover of the evening. Demar get a bit of a breather here on the Bobwhite sideline. Parker Dodlin splits out wide to the far side of the field. Michael Tilfer splits out wide here to the near side. Seneca DeRocher up under center. Long count, there's a snap, drops back, has some time, fires it deep downfield, and Telfer looking for it, and was able to turn around. Ball is incomplete.
Yeah. Some of the BFA faithful are looking for a face guard call on that, but that is no longer a penalty in high school football.
Yeah. You're typically a defensive coordinator. What are your thoughts on high school football getting rid of that face guarding?
You know, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I'm glad if I'm a defensive coordinator when I was defensive coordinating.
Handoff here to the near side, looking to turn it upfield is Beauregard, and not a whole lot of running room there. No gain on the play is going to set up a 3rd and 10 for BFA. Seneca DeRocher gets the play call from his head coach, Jeff Murray. 6:45 remaining here in the first quarter, 0-0 our score. Senior night here at the Collins Pearly.
No, this is a big down here.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout by whom? Timeout by the Essex equipment malfunction, it looks like. So no charge timeout. Have a substitution with the equipment malfunction. Bobwhites 4 receiver set, quick snap. Quarterback keeper to Seneca DeRocher, who makes one defender miss and drives ahead. And Seneca DeRocher for 15 yards and a BFA first down.
And we've talked about Seneca before. He does not go down at first contact. They had a hand on him, and he ripped through. You got to wrap him up because he runs downhill.
He's a strong runner.
Yeah. And that is the advantage when you're running a spread concept and your quarterback is a good runner. You have to account for him.
Again, Cole Montaigne would run that as well, so the offensive line certainly very familiar with the blocking on that. DeRocher this time up under center. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead to Beauregard. Lowers his shoulder and taken down after about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, and BFA is now, again, getting its momentum. BFA operates best when they're able to get those 4 or 5 yards at a chunk, gets them in a good rhythm. They're not at the point where they can eat up a ton of yards in a short burst. But then again, on that 3rd and 10, Seneca went for 15. Again, that's the advantage when you have a playmaker at quarterback, both feet and arm.
Parker Dodlin splits out wide here to the near side. Michael Telfer splits out wide to the far side. Handoff straight ahead to the fullback, and this time not any running room for Beauregard. No gain on the play, sets up a 3rd and call it 4.
Essex has some stout guys on that interior.
Call it 3rd and 5. Coming in with a play call is Avery Smith for the Bobwhites. Second time this evening, BFA's been around the Essex 43. 2 receiver set on the far side, 2 receiver set here to the near side. Seneca DeRocher flyers it out, and incomplete pass intended for Colby Williams.
I like the look. Seneca just needed to calm down a little bit there. He can zip it. He's got a good arm.
And it looks like head coach Jeff Murray will play the field position game here at the Essex 41. DeRocher will try to pin the Hornets back deep. High snap, DeRocher gets it down, plenty of time. High end over end kick. Bounces at the 21 and takes a bit of an Essex roll and down at the 30. So only a pickup about 15 yards of field position there.
Yeah, BFA is looking to be a little conservative. They're trying to make sure not to put too much on their offense right now.
Sure. Understandable with the changes that they have here this evening. First and 10, 4:29 remaining here in the first quarter, 0-0 our score. Beljean splits out wide here to the near side. Again, spread offense here for Sarantino. Motion in the backfield. And got a little movement in the backfield. I think we're going to have procedural call against the Hornets.
Yep, which, hey, that works. That's great for BFA because now it's 1st and 15. But BFA has got to do a better job this game than they did against Burlington South Burlington about setting the edge on those jet runs. And they got to be able to tackle within the box as well because they're going to get spread out by the spread, no pun intended. So they're going to have less defenders in the box.
Two receivers here to the near side. Motion once again to the backfield. Handoff straight ahead and trying to bounce it outside, but nowhere to go there. Caleb Lulick on the tackle for the Bobwhites.
Nope, nice job by BFA, and it's still 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. And you can see Essex is pushing the pace here.
Again, same formation, two receivers here to the bottom side of your screen, one receiver to the top side. Sarantino takes it, hands off over to that far side to Oliver Orvis, and Orphan breaks free. Orvis skirting ahead for the first down, and Bobwhites finally force him out at midfield.
And Essex is having some real success on the edges currently.
Nose of the football right on the 50-yard line. Clock stops. Oh, no, I guess they're going to say Orvis stayed in bounds. 3:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Bobwhites with a three-man front. Back to pass, Ortino, and short gain. Nice play once again by Thomas DeMar on coverage from his outside linebacker position.
Yeah, BFA is playing very good pass coverage. You know, if I'm Essex, I'm saying let's run the ball until you show us that you're going to stop us.
Two receivers on the top side of the field. Motion here to the near side. And it's going to be a handoff straight ahead once again on that far side of the field. And Orvis looking for room, and he has it. And Orvis once again will have an Essex first down.
And they're having a lot of success on their right side in BFA's left flank.
First and 10 for the Hornets. Joshua Brown, slot man here to the near side. Sarantino with the snap. Now calls his own number and nowhere to run on the quarterback keeper.
No, BFA did a very good job defensing that. Sarantino is a threat to run with the ball. They're not afraid to let him run with it.
That's going to set up a 2nd and 8. Ball now spotted at the BFA 35. There's a high snap, calls his known number again. Sarantino takes it outside on that far right side. He has the first down. Flag comes in, and Sarantino down to the BFA 10. But we've got a flag sitting at the BFA 20-yard line.
I tell you, Essex is doing a good job opening up lanes on the right side, but this may be coming back against Essex.
Potential hold down the field. We'll see. The officials do look to be talking to BFA's James Harrison. Well, no, maybe you're talking to Essex. Let's see. Harrison signaling against the Hornets. Illegal use of the hands against Essex. That'll be assessed from the spot of the infraction, 15 yards. Going to set up a second and call it about 3, 2nd and 4. Clock stops with a penalty. 2:04 remaining here in the first quarter. 0-0 our score. They'll mark the ball right at the BFA. Call it 32-yard line thereabouts. Let's call it 2nd and 5. 2 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Calling his own number is Sarantino on that quarterback keeper to the far side. And he'll be close to the first down. Brad, what'd you see there from the booth?
Well, what I was seeing is that the inside twin, there's really nobody to account from. The BFA defenders about 10 yards off that receiver. At some point, you're going to see potentially Essex just flip it to him and say, even if you don't make a miss, you're going to get 4 or 5 yards. And that's the deal with the spread. You have to get on top of guys, otherwise they're operating in space and playmakers make people miss.
1st and 10 here for the Hornets. Ball spotted at the BFA 25. 2 receivers set to the top side. Motion in the backfield. Sarantino takes a snap. Quarterback keeper here to the near side. Finds a little bit of a rain inside the tackle, and he's good for 7, call it 8.
Yep, they're certainly using him as the bell cow at the moment. They're having success with it.
Hornets finding success on the ground here in the first quarter. Under a minute to go here. Hornets looking at a 2nd and 1. 2 receivers set to the near side. Again, Brown slot man here to the near side. There's a snap. Calling his own number again, Sarantino, and he'll pick up a couple. That's all he needs, though, and he'll pick up a Hornet first down.
Yep, that was a classic zone read. As they rode the dive back, and he saw the defensive end crash down, or the edge setter, and he kept it himself.
And so our viewing audience, the quarterback has an option on that play.
That's right. He's either going to give it to the ball carrier, or he's going to keep it and go around the area that was vacated by the defensive end because he's crashing down on the running back.
1st and 10 at the Bobwhite 12. So Essex can theoretically pick up a first down before reaching the end zone. Trips formation. Now we got a man in motion at the top, and we've got all sorts of movement. Bobwhite coaching staff looking for a flag. They'll get it. And we have an illegal procedure call against the Hornets.
Yep. Essex has had a couple of calls go against them. That's not stopping them, but that is the one thing that's helping out BFA. Now BFA's got to take advantage of that.
And the clocks now, as they begin to wind it, will hit 000. That will do it for the first quarter of our play. Our score, BFA 0, Essex 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. In St. Albans. Brad, your first quarter thoughts?
You know what? BFA's had some momentum here, there on the offense. They've had some success. Essex is having a lot of success with their run game versus their pass game, but people think too much about the pass game with the spread, is that if you're causing the defense to spread out and account for the receivers, that opens up lanes within the tackle box. And also it gives you more freedom for your playmakers in there to make one guy miss, and they have more real estate to work with. And right now, BFA is playing 2 safeties high instead of 1, which means there's 1 less guy to account for in the box that's not there to help in the run game.
So here we go. 1st and 15 from the BFA 16. Two receivers here, the bottom of the screen. High snap, Sortino gets it down, handoffs straight ahead to over Orvis, and Orvis picks up 7, maybe even close to 10 on the carry.
And Orvis is like Seneca. He keeps his feet moving. You don't just put an arm on him and he's going to go down. You got to wrap him up. You got to bring the cavalry.
So here we go, 2nd and 8 for the Hornets. Sarantino, snap, calls his own number on the quarterback keeper, makes one defender miss, dives ahead, and he's going to be close to a Hornet first down.
Yeah, again, utilizing that zone read concept that we were just talking about earlier.
So here we go, 3rd and short. 3rd and call it 1 at about the BFA 3-yard line. Hornets switch up the formation. Now they'll go with 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Here's a snap. Handoff straight ahead. And no signal yet. See if it's close to the first down. That was Oliver Orvis on the carry.
It looks like it's 4th down from what they're indicating.
Well,
No, it said it's 1st down.
so here we go. First down. 1st and goal from around the 2. Three receiver set, trips formation to the top side of the field. They got Charlie Brown split out wide here near side. Motion in the backfield, and calling his own number is Sarantino, and he is in for a Hornet touchdown.
No, well-executed drive by Essex against BFA, and Coach Richards and his staff is doing a good job seeing where the lanes are and taking advantage of it. And BFA knew going into this game, Sarantino, they're not afraid to use him as a workhorse ball carrier at quarterback.
PAT opportunity here for the Hornets as they line up for 2, although they do have their kicker in, number 6, Charlie Bowen.
That's an old thing that Coach Richards has used for years, even going back to Mount Mansfield.
Now they swing into a traditional kicking PAT. There's the snap. Bowen's kick is high enough, and it is good. With 10:16 remaining here in the first half, it's Essex 7, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Well, welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Senior night here in St. Albans. Brad, that drive, what'd the Hornets show you?
Is that what they're doing is because BFA is playing too high and zoning it out, is that there's less guys in the tackle box. So they are not afraid to give the ball to Sarantino or Orvis or run the zone read option, and they're going to keep doing that until BFA makes its adjustments.
I mean, they just have more numbers in the box, right?
Well, that's it.
I mean, it's just,
that's the mathematical equation.
All right. Hornets looking to kick off here. Ball spotted at their own 40-yard line. They'll kick away. High end-over-end kick here to the near side. And Lyndon Underwood turns it upfield. And Underwood taken down at around the BFA 35-yard line.
Yep.
So, Bobwhite offense back out here for their 3rd offensive series of the evening. They've been able to move the football. I mean, twice they've been down inside the Hornet 45-yard line, but haven't been able to convert on 3rd down around that neck of the woods.
And Essex has been having a little bend, but they're not breaking.
Michael Tilfer splits out wide here to the near side. Seneca DeRocher up under center. More traditional Delaware wing tee look here for the Bobwhites. Hand off to the tailback on the far side. That's Dakota Rye. Rye looking for some running room. Maybe picks up 1 or 2 on the carry.
And if you take a look at Essex, they only have 1 safety high, and they're rolling guys in the box because they're going to challenge BFA.
So call it a 2nd and 8. DeRocher under center, double wing formation, and Dakota Rye takes a pitch around the end and drives ahead for 3, setting up about a 3rd and 5 here for the Bobwhite offense.
Yeah, and I like the way he ran downhill there. He hit the hole hard. And this is a manageable situation for BFA now.
Really no wind here this evening at the Collins Pearly. Beautiful fall evening. No rain. About 64 degrees.
It's been a beautiful fall this year.
Ah, gorgeous. Both with leaf peeping and for, the weather. So here we go, 3rd and 5. Here's the snap. Calling his own number straight ahead and bouncing off one blocker, but driving ahead is Seneca DeRocher, who will be close to a BFA first down.
Yeah, and he did get the first down. And again, what we talked about, he was stopped about 2 or 3 yards short, and then he just drives through.
He's got a nose for that marker.
He runs downhill.
.8:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Hornets with a 7-0 lead. Colby Williams splits out wide here to the near side. Droscher up under center. Shift by the Essex defense, hands off here to the near side, and losing his footing was Beauregard. If he's able to hold on, he's got a hole there.
He had a hole, and he was hitting it hard. He would have had a nice run there. That was just the grass caught him.
So no gain on the play. We'll set up a 2nd and 10. Williams splits out wide here to the near side. Dakota Rye, the wingback here on the near side. Back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket is DeRocher. Now he scoots up, makes a defender miss, and now he has some room near the near side. There goes Seneca DeRocher. All sorts of space. It's a foot race to the 10, to the 5. DeRocher, touchdown, BFA.
And that's why he's dangerous, because when a play breaks down and the defense gets out of sorts and he gets an open space, he can take off. And again, what we talked about, when you're running a spread and your quarterback.
Taking a look at our instant replay here, you see the nice footwork by DeRocher and then able to tiptoe along the near sidelines, keeping in bounds, and then it's a race from the 10-yard marker in, and DeRocher in for the score.
I mean, that was a heck of effort.
So the touchdown gets the crowd back into things here at senior night. Looking to kick for BFA is Parker Dodlin. His first opportunity of the evening and the night. Dodlin's kick is up, and it is good. Our score with 7:30 remaining here in the second quarter. It's BFA 7, Essex 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravelin. Brad, a tremendous splash play there by DeRocher.
It was a play that was broken down. It was a pass play. Seneca had to take off with it, and then he made one guy miss, and then he hit the seam. And that's what a kid like that can do, is you get him a little open space, and he's a handful.
Bobwhite set to kick away. It'll be Gavin Frades. Ball spotted at his own 40-yard line. Line drive kick here. Takes a hop at the 25. Ball is loose, and there's a scramble for it. Essex comes up with it. Number 23, Elliot Riggin, fell onto the football, and the Hornets maintained possession.
Yep, and we're going to see what adjustments BFA makes, to counter what Essex is executing on their offense. But that was such a big play, and now
BFA needed that.
Yes, absolutely. Get the mojo going.
All right, 1st and 10 here for the Hornets. Hornets line up, 2 receivers set to the top side of the field. Again, quarterback Benjamin Sarantino in his shotgun formation. Sarantino takes it, rolls here to the near side, looking down her field, fires in, has a receiver open for the reception. Short little pass play to number 6, Charlie Bowen.
Yeah, just a quick little out, but BFA was getting pressure on him.
First completion of the evening. Credit Bowen with the 7-yard reception.
Correction, first completion to an Essex player.
We. All right. 2nd and 4. 4 receivers set. Sarantino long count. Rolls over on the far side now. Has some time, looking downfield, fires it across, has a receiver picked up and forced out of bounds for a Hornet. First down.
Yep, Essex looking to attack the edges on the rollouts here.
I believe that was Joshua Brown Jr. on the reception for the Hornets. Good enough, again, to move the sticks. Ball now spotted at the Hornet 45. 6:35 remaining here in the first half. Sorrentino calling at the play call, no huddle here. 2 receivers split out wide here to the near side. Motion here to the near side. Sorrentino on a little jet play here and looking to turn the corner is Valgreen, and Valgreen's going to have enough for the first down. Again, Brad, once again attacking that edge.
Yeah, and what's happening is that the defensive end is getting walled off, but the outside linebacker's coming in for support, but there's no squeeze, so the running back just turns up inside that lane and works with positive yardage.
Hornets again effective on the ground here this evening. 1st and 10, ball on the Bobwhite 44. Hornets trying to respond after that BFA touchdown. 2 receivers here to the near side, and handoffs straight ahead to Brockway Hoffman. Hoffman, not much there, picks up a couple.
Yep. Where Essex is having their success is really off tackle or wide or off the zone read. Okay, basically in the A or the B gaps, they're not, BFA's doing a good job clogging that.
Sets up a 2nd and 8, 5:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Snap, handoff, once again here to the near side, and making the tackle for BFA number 25, Landon Underwood.
Oh,
and a late flag. What do you got here, Coach? Did you happen to pick it up?
No, typically that's a hold or a face mask in that vicinity if I was a betting man.
Officials talking things over. Well, taking their time to sort through this.
Oh.
Against Essex. Going to be 3rd down. 15 yards.
Oh, big call.
Now I thought he said signaled 3rd down. They're showing 2nd down on the sideline. Head coach Marty Richards from the Essex Hornets on the field trying to understand the penalty.
There is no understanding when you're the coach when it's a penalty like that.
Especially, 15 yards.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the official says, you're not going to like it.
Yeah, when as coaches we ask that so that we can understand, we really don't want to understand. It's almost like a rhetorical question.
So that's a big penalty, and it is. So that must have been after the play, Brad. It is 3rd down. So it must have been unsportsmanlike after the play. 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that's big.
I call it 3rd and 16. And the Hornets, who've been able to move the football on the ground, see if they dial that up on this 3rd and long. Three receiver set on the far side of the field. Trips formation. Long count for Sarantino. Takes it. Who's back to pass? Heavy pressure. It's going to be a little screen, and they hit the receiver out of the backfield. That's Orvis, who has all sorts of running room. Orvis bobbing and weaving his way down to the Bobwhite 25-yard line. 25.
They're taking advantage of BFA's over-aggressive in certain areas. Right there, when it takes that long to develop, you've got to recognize it's a screen. But also on those off-tackle plays, what's happening is not that the Essex players are necessarily pushing BFA off the line. BFA's pushing too far up the field and running by the ball carrier.
So big play off the screen pass. Hornets pick up the first down. They're threatening again at the Bobwhite 25-yard line. Sarantino with the snap, calls his own number, turns it upfield, off one defender, and finally wrapped up. Parker Dodlin along for the ride a little bit, but did bring him down. But it is going to be a 7-8 yard pickup.
Yeah, and they're getting a lot of their success behind Armada, who's like the Essex right tackle, who's been very physical in this game.
2nd and 8. 4 minutes remaining here in the quarter. Plenty of time for the Hornets. They're in no hurry here. Two receivers set here to the near side. Charlie Bowen split out wide here to the near side. Now we got motion in the backfield by Hoffman. And handoff straight ahead to Orvis. And he'll have enough for the Hornet first down. And Essex, Brad, now looking at a 1st and goal.
Yeah, I mean, that third down screen was huge.
Great play call.
Yep, absolutely.
Two receivers set here to the near side. 1st and goal from around the 9. Motion in the backfield by Hoffman. There's a snap. And calling his own number as Sarantino bobs his way over the far side. Now able to get the second defender to miss. And a great tackle there by Lyndon Underwood.
Yeah, you know what? He did a great job on Thomas DeMar. But the second defender, as you said, made a beautiful tackle in space. That's a huge play. Nice tackle.
Just the way, I mean, coaches love to see a breakdown like that.
That was beautiful.
2nd and goal from about the 12. Two receivers set here to the near side. Charlie Bowen split out wide here to the near side. There's the snap. Handoff once again to Orvis. And he's taken down by Underwood after a pickup of around 4, maybe 5. Going to set up a 3rd and goal from about the 8.
Yeah, so if you're BFA, you're settling in because, hey, it's 2 plays now.
Bowen splits out wide here to the near side. Hoffman, the slot man here to the near side. Again, shotgun formation, which we've seen all evening long for Sarantino. He looks over to head coach Marty Richardson, who calls a timeout.
And Coach Richards wanted to see how BFA was lined up and might make an adjustment on the play depending on what he saw.
That timeout coming with 2:04 remaining here in the first half. See if we get some out-of-town scores for you here this evening, taking place around Vermont. The Hartford Hurricanes with a 10-9 lead this evening against Burn Burton. So Burn Burton, which had a bit of a rough start this season, hanging tough with the Hurricane.
Yeah, but Hartford also is that type of team that they'll just keep grinding on you for 4 quarters. Burn Burton's had tremendous success the last number of years. Has there ever been a team that won a D2 state title and then the D1 state title the next year?
Brad, we talked about that Burlington, South Burlington team, and they're up on St. Johnsbury currently tonight, 14-7. Again, you know, you can't always look at that record. I mean, the Seawolves came in tonight's game 1-4, but hey, they played Hartford tough earlier in the year. They played BFA tough.
Yep, and like I've said before, I think Chad Wolf is a very good coach, and he prepares his kids.
All right, back on the field here at the Collins Pearly. 2:04 remaining in the first half. Hornets looking at a 3rd and goal from about the 7. There's the snap to Sarantino. He rolls here to the near side, looking, fires in the end zone, has a man, and it's a Hornet touchdown. Nice leaping grab in the end zone by Joshua Brown.
Yep, nice little pitch and catch, and Brown went up and got it. Didn't wait for the ball. He went up and got it at its high point.
So the Hornets on back-to-back offensive possessions come away with 2 scores, and they'll look to extend their lead here with the PAT. Another thing to remember here as BFA will get the ball back is the Hornets will start the third quarter with the ball.
That too.
All right, Hornets now line up for the PAT. Charlie Bowen, the kicker here for the Hornets. There's the snap. Bowen's kick is up. It's high enough, and it is good. With 1:58 remaining here in the second quarter, our score, Essex 14, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV.
Please remember to visit your booster snack bar. Say hi to Mrs. Gibson tonight.
Welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Brad, that third and long conversion, just can't say enough about it.
Yeah, we talked about this before. 5 or 6 plays can define a game. And that could be one of them when we look at this after the game is done. But BFA's got to focus on the task at hand, which is, hey, there's 2 minutes left. I believe they got all 3 timeouts. They get a nice return. See if they can get one in to tie it up before the end of the half.
Good point, Brad, with the 3 timeouts that BFA still has. Bowen to kick away here for the Hornets. Ball spotted at his own 40-yard line. Line drive kick going to be fielded by, man, for the Bobwhites here to the near side. Is that Dakota Ride? Appears to be down to the Bobwhite 36-yard line. So pretty decent starting field position here, Brad.
Yeah, I think that's good field position. You only got 64 yards. You got less than 2 minutes, but 3 timeouts. Clock stops on first downs. So very manageable.
Seneca DeRocher jogs into the huddle here. Again, if you're just tuning in, leg injury to Cole Montang, likely out for the remainder of the season. He's been the starting quarterback for the Bobwhites.
And a terrific competitor.
Yeah, he's had a great season thus far up until that injury. But Seneca DeRocher in at quarterback. Shotgun formation, there's a snap. DeRocher rolls out, looking, squirts upfield, fires it, and incomplete, almost like a little jump pass.
Yeah.
Clock stops with the incompletion, 1:50 remaining. Bobwhite's now going to look at a 2nd and 10. Brad, anything you think about as a head coach with a relatively new quarterback here, really getting the first half of the season under his legs?
I like those initial plays out in the flats where he just rolled out, something that's high percentage, right, where he can get into a groove. You don't want to put too much on his shoulders.
Deegan Rathburn splits out wide on the far side of the field. 4 receiver set here for the Bobwhites. Fakes the handoff, and Seneca DeRocher takes a big hit at the line of scrimmage, and they'll hold him up. Credit him with a pickup of 1.
Yeah, that's looked like he's a little off there.
And we've got a timeout on the field taken by Essex. That's their 2nd timeout of the half. They've got 1 remaining.
Yeah, which is, hey, if they stop BFA here, then they call the timeout. Then they look at it and go, okay, we got about a little less than a minute and a half to see if we can get a touchdown in before. But what I was going to say is that when you have an inexperienced quarterback, and this is an offensive line, as you said, that was young, certainly starting, still developing, you want high percentage plays. If the defense is over-aggressive, slip screens, draws, the slants, because the Essex defenders are off the BFA receivers, so they got those rooms. Something that's 1, 2, 3 out, rather than waiting for a play that takes 3 or 4 seconds for the route concepts to fully develop.
So you see what head coach Jeff Murray draws up for the BFA offense here, looking at a 3rd and about 9. Bobwhites look to spread out the field with a 4 receiver set. Long cadence here by DeRocher, takes a snap, drops back, Looking downfield, now he rifles in, and the ball is incomplete. Or no, I guess caught, but short of the first down. I was going to say in and out of the hands of Colby Williams, but in and into the hands of Colby Williams. And we got a timeout, the last timeout that the Essex Hornets have, taken on the field with 1:27 to play.
Now, one thing there, that this is a coaching thing, but also this is something we talked about Burn Burton earlier, that I used to see Burn Burton did great at, is when they had a 3rd and long situation, their receivers would run past the sticks of the first down marker, then turn around and sit in the zone, so they knew that, hey, even if I get caught and tackled immediately, it's a first down. So that's a learning thing as a receiver.
So Hornets use their last timeout of the half here. Bobwhites looking at a 4th and 4 at their own 43-yard line. Seneca DeRocher will drop back to punt away for the Bobwhites. Looks like Charlie Bowen will head back deep here for the Hornets. He'll stand around his own 23-yard line. Here's the snap. DeRocher's kick, a high, booming end-over-end kick. And it's going to be fielded at around the 16. Looking to take it to the outside is Bowen. Bowen looking for a corner and finally pushed out at the 37, but a nice turn of about 15.
Yeah, and again, he had about 2 or 3 missed tackles there where we got to wrap up, right, and keep them from getting more yards.
So the Essex offense will have 1:11 to operate with here in the second quarter. No timeouts.
And we haven't seen Sarantino throw the ball down the field. It's all been quick outs or shorter routes.
So the Hornets will roll 3 receivers here to the near side. That's Tanner Robbins split out wide here to the near side. Empty backfield for the quarterback, Sarantino. 1st and 10, there's a snap to Sarantino. Looking downfield, fires it here to the near side, and it is caught. Nice diving catch by number 23, Elliott Regan.
Nice comeback by him. Nice effort, nice catch.
Just able to keep it off the grass. 57 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Sarantino rolls out to the far side, looking downfield, has time, fires it, lofts it high into the air, and it is incomplete around the Bobwhite 20-yard line. Landon Underwood in, helping to break things up defensively for BFA.
Yeah, and what we're seeing with Sarantino, who's a good little athlete, he's a gamer, but when he's throwing the ball down the field, the ball is hanging, which gives BFA the opportunity to rally to the ball.
2nd and 10. Clock stops with the incompletion. 44 seconds remaining on the clock here in the second quarter. Oliver Orvis lines up right beside his quarterback, Sarantino, who takes the snap. Sarantino blitz on, fires it over, incomplete. Looks like they're trying to roll out that screen pass again, Brad.
Yeah, but we had a defender that slid with the ball carrier on that and did a good job.
So with a couple of hands in Sarantino's face, unable to complete the screen. Clock will stop with the incompletion. Hornets looking at a 3rd and 10 with 38 seconds left. Nose of the football on the Bobwhite 45-yard line. 3 receivers set here to the near side for the Hornets. It's Joshua Brown splitting out wide here to the near side. Sarantino takes the snap with the empty backfield, fires it high over the middle of the field and incomplete. Breaking up the play, Cody Barrett for the Bobwhites.
And good pressure by the BFA front to make Sarantino throw before he's really comfortable. He didn't have a chance to really set his feet when he's making that throw.
Down to 31 seconds left here for the Hornets, looking at a 4th and 10. We'll see if they decide to punt away or go for it at the BFA 45. Brad, looks like at this point they're going for it.
They're feeling frisky, as I like to say.
We'll see. They got a tight formation. Now they're going to drop back on 4th and 10, 31 seconds. There's a snap. Kitch is away by Sarantino off the side of his foot. Minimal gain on that. Not returnable.
No, so it minimizes any chance of a big play happening there. And I think that I think Coach Murray will go in the halftime as is, and they'll make their adjustments then, but we'll see.
So they're going to.
He might air it out just because Essex has no timeouts left. He might take a shot down the field to see if he can get one big play, and then nothing happens, then go into halftime.
Again, not much wind here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center this evening, but what little wind there is to the backs of BFA.
And Seneca's got an arm.
So here we go. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side. DeRocher back, pump fakes, now looks deep down, fire over the middle field. Ball is complete. Catch is made. Nice play there by number 34, Thomas DeMar, coming back for the football, and the Bobwhites will call a timeout.
And the thing with Seneca, he zipped it. Like we talked about before, he's not just a good runner, he's got an arm on him.
So Bobwhites burn one of their timeouts, 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. Ball spotted at the Hornet 43-yard line.
And there's 20 seconds left. BFA has 2 timeouts, correct?
I believe so.
So 2 or 3 plays.
Head coach Jeff Murray in with his team as he now walks back here to the near sideline. Offensive coordinator Josh Corrigan in there as well. Talking to his offensive squad. Again, senior night here this evening at the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Bobwhites on the road next week for the regular season finale as they'll take on the Colchester Lakers. That game in Colchester next Friday night. Northwest Access TV will be carrying that game. 3 receivers set here to the near side. 20 seconds remaining. DeRocher takes a snap. Fires it here to the near side. Ball is caught. Turning it upfield is DeMar. DeMar races ahead for the first down. Clock will stop with the moving of the sticks, and BFA will also burn their second timeout with 11 seconds showing up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, nice, and that's a high percentage play. Remember what we talked about, that they had the defenders backed off, so you flip it to your playmaker in space, and you know what? He's going to pick up 4 or 5 yards, but if he makes a guy miss, now you're talking 10 or more. Now, we've seen Seneca's got an arm. BFA can take 2 cracks into the end zone with Seneca at this distance.
We'll see what head coach Jeff Murray dials up here for his offense. Ball sits at the Essex 31-yard line. Hornets leading this one 14-7. Again, 11 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Good crowd on hand here in St. Albans as the Bobwhite offense heads back out onto the field. Demers splits out wide here to the near side. Colby Williams here, slot man here to the near side. There's a snap. DeRocher rolls here to the near side under heavy pressure. He'll step up in the pocket, fires it, batted in the air, and is down with 6 seconds remaining.
But still time.
So one offensive opportunity likely left here in the quarter, barring a penalty against the defense. Bobwhite's going to try to knot things up here heading into the half. Seneca DeRocher jogs in to the huddle after getting the play call from his head coach, Jeff Murray. And the Bobwhites break the huddle. They'll take their tight end, Daniel Rafferty, and split him out wide on the far side of the field. Trips receivers here to the near side. DeRocher now under pressure, fires it high into the air. It's going to be a jump ball, and it is incomplete in the end zone as the scoreboard hits triple zeros. And that will do it for the first half. Our score is Essex 14, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin, on hand here. The Hornets with a 14-7 lead. Brad, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, Essex was doing a good job on the edges on the run game, and BFA would have their moments on offense, but wasn't able to sustain the drive, so they got to get that adjustment done. And on defense, they got to challenge Essex's run game and say, hey, you know what? Let's man up, or let's party, as I like to say, and let's see if you can beat us, with guys locking in on you. So we'll see what adjustments are made in the second half.
Taking a look at some out-of-town scores, it's Rutland all over Colchester. That game in Colchester, leading 29-0. Spalding leading North Country 16-0. And Brad, we talked a little bit about this at the half. At the half, a little bit of a surprise, but not a shocker. It's Burlington, South Burlington leading St. Johnsbury 20-7.
Yeah, and Coach Wolf and his crowd of coaches, they got athletes. So I suspect they are challenging St. Johnsbury's receivers and are not afraid because they got some good athletes on that team.
So here we go, back on the field in St. Albans. Bobwhites will kick away as Essex had won the toss and deferred to the second half. Fielding the ball is Elliot Riggin for the Hornets, and they'll start this drive off at their own 30-yard line.
Nice coverage by BFA in particular. Nice breakdown by C. Gabriel Laughlin on that play.
So here we go, Hornet offense on the field. They did have some success running the football against the Bobwhites in that first half. So here we go. First and goal. 4 receiver set for quarterback Benjamin Sarantino. We got motion in the backfield. There's a snap. Sarantino looking, cuts inside, and Sarantino is going to be sacked by BFA. Gavin Frady's in.
And a beautiful edge set by the BFA defender, and they trapped Sarantino. Everybody was in their lanes and got proper landmarks. There was nowhere for him to go. That was beautiful execution.
Caleb Lulick in as well with Frady's on the sack. Sets up a 2nd and 15 here for the Hornets. 3 receivers set here to the bottom of your screen. Sarantino with a snap. Back to pass. Looking screen over the middle, and he connects to Oliver Orvitz. And Orvitz dragging a player along, and is going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, and they've been having success with their screens, taking advantage of BFA's aggressiveness.
Taking a look at our Northwest Access TV play, and you see the reception by Orvis. Has a stream of blockers in front of him, and now the Hornets will be looking at a 3rd and short, call it 3rd and 1, at their own 39-yard line. Sarantino takes a snap, calls his own number, stutter steps, flag flies, potential holding call, and Sarantino has a couple for the first down, but Brad, I think this one's coming back.
I think you're right.
Holding the call against the Hornet offense.
Yeah. And BFA on this series was doing a much better job on the run plays here. Or not say the run plays, but initially playing down the line, not giving these big open lanes. Then they got very aggressive on second down. They got caught in the screen. But they strung out Sorrentino on that 3rd down, and on the first down when they rallied, there was no place for him to go because they trapped him.
They'll walk off the 10 yards from the spot of the infraction. So that will push it back to about the Essex 36-yard line, thereabouts. So that's going to be, call it 3rd and about 14. 4 receivers set for the Hornets as they look to spread the field. Sarantino barking out the cadence. There's a snap. He'll roll here to the near side. Looking downfield, not much there. Now he rifles it high and intercepted by Seneca DeRocher. DeRocher taken down at the Hornet 39.
And how many interceptions does he have this year? I know at least 3.
So DeRocher from his safety position steps in front as we take a look at our replay here.
Yeah, and like we said before, is that Sarantino, it's not that he lacks arm strength, but the ball hangs a bit. And Seneca making a nice play on it.
So Bobwhites will take over here in great field position at the Hornet 38-yard line. That interception also gets the BFA crowd back into things. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead to the fullback, Sean Beauregard, and Beauregard rumbles ahead, and he's going to be close to a BFA first down.
Right downfield. This is a perfect way for BFA to start the second half. Great field position, and now they're within the Essex 30-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
Beauregard's biggest carry of the evening was good for 10. Bobwhites will move the sticks. Ball spotted now at the Hornet 36-yard line. Thomas DeMar splits out wide. Lines up with a slot here to the near side. That's Colby Williams split out wide here to the far side. Handoff again to Beauregard. Lowers his shoulder, and Beauregard still on his feet. And Beauregard rumbling ahead, close to another first down.
And what I saw there initially is the first Essex defender was looking to try to strip the ball, and Beauregard's a big ball carrier. First guy's got to make the wrap. The second guy's got to come in and look for the strip. You can't look to strip the first on a kid that size.
Not the reverse.
No.
So it's going to be second and short. Call it second and about 2. Ball spotted at the Hornet 18-yard line. DeMar splits out wide to the far side. Splitting out wide here to the near side, that's Deegan Rathburn. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead, and Beauregard's met at the line of scrimmage. He's able to wiggle free for some forward progress.
I think he may have willed that first down.
And he did indeed have enough for the first down.
And the Essex defender was substantially bigger, but he tackled him high.
So needed a couple, picked up a couple. First down BFA, you're knocking on the door. Ball spotted at the Hornet 15-yard line.
Yeah, I like how the ball carriers for BFA run downhill. They don't go down at first contact. They run hard.
8:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Double wing formation here for the Bobwhites. DeRocher with the snap. Quarterback sneak straight ahead. And DeRocher good for maybe 4. There was a blitz on by inside linebacker for the Hornets. Call it a 2nd and 6 here for BFA. DeRocher, the play call from his head coach, Jeff Murray, back in the offensive huddle. 8:04 remaining here. Opening possession here for the Bobwhite offense after that DeRocher interception. Rathburn splits out wide on the far side. Shotgun, handoff, calls his own number as DeRocher fires in the end zone. Has his man down to about the 1. Touchdown BFA!
Beautiful execution. Rolled out. Saw the receiver in the flats, and Seneca zipped it. Like we talked about, Seneca does not lack for arm strength.
Deegan Rathburn with the touchdown reception, another sophomore for the Bobwhites. And I believe that's Rathburn's first touchdown for BFA.
And at a good time, too, I might add.
So 2 sophomores connecting, and the Bobwhites looking to knot things up at 14 here. As Landon Underwood, another sophomore, attempts the PAT. They got movement on the near sideline. Kick is up, but we'll see if we had encroachment or movement by BFA. And it's going to be offside, well, against BFA, no. Offside against Essex. Decision time here, Coach. What do you go for the point? Do you take the yard and place it at the 1.5?
You know, it's BFA was running downhill on Essex that entire series. From 1.5, I would say to myself, you know what? Let's go and take a whack at it, but I can also understand just going for the 1 point because theoretically higher percentage.
All right, well, head coach Jeff Murray goes with the kick for the PAT. Landon Underwood readies things up. There's a snap, get it down, kick is up, it's high enough, and it is good. With 7:45 remaining here in the third quarter, it's BFA 14, Essex 14. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravelin on hand. Brad, your thoughts on that last BFA drive?
Beautiful execution by BFA, just got good yardage, and then on that pass play, just a quick little rollout, and Seneca zipped it on the out. Great start to the second half, and BFA's got the momentum now.
Home crowd here in St. Albans certainly starting to feel into it. Frady's to kick away here for the Bobwhite kickoff team. Most of the season they've been rolling with the squib kick. They do it once again. And it'll take a hop and still loose on the backside. And number 6 bounces off his own defender. That's Charlie Bowen, and Bowen is...
I like squib kicks a lot of the time because you don't give the return team any time to set up a wall or formulate. A lot of times things just break down on a squib kick and everybody doesn't, they lose what their assignment is, and BFA covered that beautifully.
Well, and again with, an oval football, you never know quite how that's going to strike the ground.
It takes funny bounces, as we like to say.
1st and 10 here. Got a 2-receiver set to the near side. Sarantino hands off to Orvis. Orvis breaks a tackle, strong runner, and he'll have enough for the first down.
Yeah, he still wants to play.
So the Hornets go back to the ground. That's been their bread and butter here this evening. 2-receiver set to the near side. 7:26 remaining here in the third quarter. Sarantino, line count, hands off once again to Orvis here to the near side. Stiff arms a defender and has another 8.
And they keep wrapping the backside guard or tackle from Essex to lead through the hole, but Orvis is beating him half the time to it.
So the Hornets looking at a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and what the BFA defender has to do, the defensive lineman that backside guard is pulling on, he's got to get in his hip pocket and play flat down the line because that will take him right to the ball carrier. If you blow up field, you've already run by the ball carrier.
Well, they actually credit Orvis with the first down, so they'll move the chains. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the Hornet 42. Sarantino hands off again to Orvis on that far side. Stumbling along, picks up his feet though, and has 14 on the carry in another Hornet first down.
Yeah, and if I'm Essex, I'm going to keep doing this until BFA adjusts. Don't try to fix what isn't broken.
Now, Brad, I don't know if you've picked up on this. The officials look like, Orvis is getting almost like a half a step prior to the snap. I don't know if you've noticed this. It's almost kind of like you can tell when he's getting the ball. He'll take like this first half step literally right at the snap of the ball.
That's actually a good eye because I've been busy watching the line and the blocking scheme.
There's a snap. Didn't see it that time. Didn't get the football. High flow up and out of bounds, incomplete.
They actually could have almost called offensive pass interference on that.
But yeah, take a look. Again, I know you're looking at the backers and the defense, but watch Orvis's feet. When he gets the carry, he'll take like a little quick half step literally right
I'm going to
at
watch
the snap.
that this time, and what I want you to do is watch the offensive line and watch when they pull the backside guy. You'll see what I'm talking about.
2nd and 10. 2 receivers on the top side of your screen. There's a snap. Quarterback keeper here. Stutter steps. Sarantino takes a heavy hit up high.
Yeah, and BFA doing a better job playing flat down the line.
Sets up a 3rd and 7. We're down to 6:07 remaining here in the third quarter. Ball spotted at the BFA 41-yard line. This drive starting back at around the Essex 25. 2 receivers set here to the near side. That's Charlie Bowen split out wide here to the near side. Handoff goes to Orvis. Orvis stutter steps, drives ahead. Is just going to be stopped short of by a yard. Did you see that, Brian?
Yep, I did.
It's kind of like a little giveaway.
Yep, it's a tell, as we like to say.
So 4th and short. Call it 4th and 1 here for the Hornets. 2 receivers set here to the near side. We'll keep an eye on Orvis. Now he switches side and lines up to the left of Sarantino. There he's in motion slightly, and he gets the ball and lowers the shoulder. And I think he's going to be short.
I don't know if he got that. BFA played that excellently.
And again, Orvis really kind of tipping things off when he gets the football.
Yeah,
he lets you know.
Yeah, and BFA filled the gaps and squared down the line. Again, especially against spread teams. If guys are moving too far upfield, right, that's what opens up lanes. So if you're playing down the line, whoever your edge setter is, your defenders are going to catch the ball carrier.
So a big fourth down stop by that Bobwhite defense.
Yep, that's a huge play. And now BFA's got pretty good field position.
Starts this drive at their own 36-yard line. 5:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Michael Teffler splits out wide here to the near side. Bobwhites roll out the more traditional wing T approach here with DeRocher under center. Handoff to Dakota Rye, pops it outside. Rye with a stiff arm, and Dakota Rye still running his feet. Picks up 7 on the carry.
That looked like the classic buck sweep from what I could see in the cut in the ground. But BFA's breaking out old school wing T right now.
How's that make you feel?
I will admit, well, no, it's, you got to remember, I was in Fairhaven and we ran spread for a number of my years there. It's like it's like coming home. Actually, it is.
No pun intended?
Yep. There actually, pun was intended.
Telfer splits out wide here to the near side. 4:30 remaining. Bobwhite's looking at a 2nd and 2 at their own 44. Handoff straight ahead to Sean Beauregard. Rumbles ahead for about 2. They may call him just half a yard short.
I think they're setting him up for belly keep right now, speaking of wing T, because they've been running those dives and getting that defense to sag in on the fullback and the tailback. And you, again, Seneca with the ball in his hands, right? I would not be surprised to see belly keep on this one.
3rd and 1.
Talking of old school.
Dodlin checks in for Thomas DeMar. Dodlin splits out wide here to the near side. Seneca DeRocher up under center. There's a snap, calls his own number on the quarterback sneak. Needs 1, he picks up 3.
Yeah, that was just quarterback straight ahead. Oh.
And DeRocher holding down his leg, and that's not good as the Bobwhites come into tonight's game. Again, Cole Montang, starting quarterback for the season, out for the season. Backup quarterback Liam Wood out of tonight's game. And that's the reason we see Seneca DeRocher in. And they're working on his right leg. Brad, not sure where they go at this point in time at the quarterback position.
I don't know. I'm sure that Coach Murray does have a backup, to prepare for today's game, and we certainly hope that Seneca's okay and that it's just a temporary.
So we're working on that right leg. Now on the left leg, you hope maybe cramping.
That's what I'm hoping by what they're doing there.
So DeRocher did have enough for the first down. Clock stops here with 3:40 remaining in the third quarter. Again, Bobwhites on the road next week as they look to complete the regular season as they take on the Colchester Lakers. Lakers have their hands full this evening playing Rutland, and DeRocher is limping.
But he's putting full weight, so that's a good sign.
DeRocher will have to certainly take one play off here with the injury. So, we'll take a look and who checks in at quarterback here. Do we have Dakota Rye? Indeed, in at shotgun. So Sean Beauregard lines up just to the right of Dakota Rye. Rye takes the snap, calls his own number, lowers his shoulder, and met at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, I think Essex was sitting on that one.
And DeRocher trying to walk things off on the near sideline here. Working, looks like he's trying to work his calves. Reaches over, picks up a helmet, and heads down to his coaches. So we'll see if he comes back in on the next play. Rye sticks in at quarterback. Parker Dodlin splits out wide here, the near side. Rye directing traffic in the backfield. Now he'll go up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Ooh, mix up in the backfield on the handoff. And, geez, I thought a face mask on that play.
Yeah. Well,
I'd like to get a replay on that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're a wing T quarterback especially, as the footwork is so important. So when you don't have a lot of reps there, it can cause things to not be smooth.
Yeah, it looks like a face mask uncalled on that play. So break there for the Hornets. And the Bobwhites now looking at a 3rd and about 4. Dorscher back in, Seneca Dorscher's back in, but we'll see how mobile he is back there in the pocket. There's a snap. Rolls here to the near side, looking downfield. Had some time, looking, motioning to his receiver. Offset high up into the air, and it's going to be a jump ball, and coming down with it for BFA. Now it's on the ground and incomplete.
Oh, that was so close. They almost willed that play.
That was number 26,
But
Parker Dodlin, who started to come down with it, quite didn't have possession before that was stripped loose.
But those are the type of things that Seneca can do at quarterback because he's very athletic and he can extend plays, and then a flick of the wrist and the ball is downfield.
We'll see how, again, with Dorscher working on his calves, how that's going to affect his punting here. 2:01 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We got a late substitution for the Bobwhites as Landon Underwood checks in. There's a snap, plenty of time. High kick over on the far side. And we'll take a bit of a Hornet roll and down at the Essex 30-yard line. See if we can pull down any additional out-of-town scores in the top of the second inning in the American League Championship. It's the Houston Astros leading the Boston Red Sox 1-0. Hornets back up to the line of scrimmage. Again, another late substitution by BFA. Sarantino hands off to Orvis on that far side. Orvis lowers his shoulder, and he's good for 7.
Yeah, he's got to be close to 100 yards, I would think, by this point in the game. He hasn't broken huge runs, but he's getting good, sustained runs.
When that, that kind of tip-off that Orvis is showing, Brad, is he taking a step to the line of scrimmage, or is he stepping sideways so the officials are kind of letting it go?
Sideways.
Sideways. So they consider that, since nobody else is in motion, that's considered in motion and you're good.
Yet, as long as it's being done laterally, I think they're giving him a pass on that. But that's a tip for the defense, and hopefully somebody on BFA spotted it and made the players aware of that.
No gain on, well, very little gain on the play. Sets up a 3rd and 2, and we're under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers set to the top side of your screen here. Sorrentino, long count. Handoff again to Orvis here to the near side, and sticking up with a shot.
Beautiful.
Right around the first down marker.
He might have gotten it, but that was a good tackle on the edge.
Colby Williams making him pay a bit of a price for that first down.
But they did get the first.
First and 10. Again, Hornets go with the no huddle. Call the play at the offensive line. 3 receivers set. Top side of the field. Sarantino, long count. Calls his own number on the far side as he sprints out, lofts it high, and incomplete. Pass intended for Valjean.
No, and again, BFA doing a good job setting the edge, not letting him get comfortable, but defenders are moving down the line, not giving him any room to maneuver or take off with it, because that's really Sorrentino's strength.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Clock stops with the incompletion. 8 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 14-14 our score. Senior night here at the Collins Pearly. Motion in the backfield. A little pitch on a jet play over to that far side. That's Bowen. Bowen looking for the corner, and he has it. And Bowen tiptoes out of bounds for the first down and a late flag. And I think we're going to have a late hit out of bounds against the BFA defense.
No, so there'll be another 15 tacked on.
Brad, what's, so Bowen, I said jet, but it's actually a pass play. I mean, it's a little flip pass by the quarterback. When you're kind of designing to go around the edge, what's kind of the difference between a little shovel pass and just handing off?
It's still the same principle, which is we want our ball carrier, the guy in motion, to have a full head of steam when he's taking it off, because the defender is not. So he's hitting it at full speed. That's what makes it so hard to defend, unless you have an edge defender out wide enough, right, so that he doesn't get caught.
With that play, that is the end of the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. Our score here at the Collins Pearly, it's BFA 14, Essex 14. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin on hand. Brad, your thoughts on the third quarter of play?
BFA won the third quarter, 7-0. It made some excellent plays, and now whoever wins the fourth quarter is going to win this game.
Taking a look out of town, Hartford's starting to pull away against Burton. They lead things at the start of the fourth quarter, 24-9. That game taking place down in Hartford. Back here on the field in St. Albans, it's 1st and 10 for the Hornets after that 15-yard penalty. Ball spotted at the BFA 45-yard line. Motion in the backfield by Orvis. Sarantino calls his own number on the quarterback keeper. Drives ahead, and he'll have enough for the first down to the BFA 30.
Yeah, and there was some softness on those edges, and Sorrentino just followed his blocks. And like we said, he is not afraid to put his shoulder down and get tough yards.
Good vision there by Sarantino, as you see in our instant replay. Orvis will take the handoff straight ahead, looks to bounce it offside. He picks up a block out there, makes one defender miss, lowers his shoulder, and he's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah.
Nice block on that far side by Essex to really spring him free.
And the missed tackles, the yards after contact, which I know BFA's coaching staff, they're going to look at the film after, and they're going to grimace when they see stuff like that.
Sets up a 2nd and 1 at the Bobwhite 20-yard line. Two receivers on the top half of the field. Orvis lined up right beside his quarterback, Sarantino. Sarantino rolls here to the near side. Quarterback keeper looking for something and turns the corner and has it and lowers his shoulder and just skirts out of bounds. First down for the Hornets at the BFA 6.
Yep, again, picking at the edges. And that time the defender on the edge came in a little too inside, and Sorrentino just bounced it to the outside. And now Essex is in prime position. They're in the red zone.
So here we go, 1st and goal for the Hornets. Hornets are going to mark Sarantino out at the 10. So 1st and goal from the 10. Two receivers on the top half of the field here. Orvis now heads out. Sarantino, flag flies. Cuts direction, and Sarantino is wrapped down around the 8-yard line, but we're going to have a holding call, I think, Brad, back at the line of scrimmage.
And a beautiful edge set by BFA's defender there. He played it perfect, maintained outside leverage, kept his outside arm free.
And again, we got an Essex player down on his back. Wonder if potential cramping as well, but that flag looks to be at around the 11-yard line. And just a reminder, in high school football, that 10 yards, if it indeed is a holding call, will be at the infraction point.
Yes, which will push them back to the 21 or so. Now, one thing, if I'm BFA and I'm talking to guys, is be aware if you get through too easy, because that's where they've caught them on the screens. And even though it's at the 20,
So how do you defensively for your defensive linemen and your backers? What do you kind of teach them on screens if they start to recognize it? I mean, what should they do?
They trace back to where they located the ball carrier, but you always have one defender designated as the guy who goes for the quarterback. So at least you got pressure, but your other guy should fall back to where the ball carrier is on them. And the other thing I was going to say is this, is that even though the ball's going to go back to the 20 or 21, I wouldn't be, if I was BFA, half opposed to getting up on Essex's receivers and challenge them a little bit in this situation, because Essex is going to have 4 cracks.
So 11:07 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Running probably a little bit later than usual for game time. Again, it was senior night, so we didn't really start kickoff until about probably 7:10, 7:15.
Yeah.
It is going to be first down, but it's going to be first and goal here for the Hornets at the BFA 22-yard line. Four receivers, 2 on the top side, 2 on the bottom side. Sarantino takes the snap, rolls to the far side, looking downfield, fires it, and incomplete and out of the hands of a receiver on the far side. Apologize, can't catch the number just yet.
Yeah, and good pressure on the edge from BFA. Can't tell if it's number 22. Making him throw before he was really comfortable and before he could plant his feet firmly.
Sets up a second and goal from the 22. Valjean splits out wide here to the near side. Trips formation on the top side of the field here. Sarantino drops back again. Screen, under pressure, fires it. Hits Orvis. Orvis here to the near side. Harrison with him, and Orvis stiff arms him. And Orvis down to around the 1. So they dialed up the screen. They converted on a big 3rd and long earlier in the first half. And we got Dakota Rye injured here on the near side as well. And we got a flag down around the 1. And we'll see what the officials decide here. Well, not a surprise, Brad. We knew that screen was likely coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've already had success with it 2 or 3 times. Why not go for it again? Because, again, Essex's pass concepts aren't really down the field. They got to find other ways to get those plays.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle against BFA. They're signaling second down. Orvis was down to about the 2, so, as far as yardage goes, tack on 1 more.
Yeah.
So here we go, second and goal, ball at the 2. Hornets have clawed back that holding call. Motion in the backfield, there's a snap. Sarantino looking for the edge, calls up between the tackle, and he's in for an Essex touchdown.
Yep, no, Essex has made some nice rally, and on that screen, they caught BFA again. And again, the edge was fairly well set there, but BFA was not moving down the line, which allowed Sarantino just to turn in and jog into the end zone.
I mean, one thing I'm sure head coach Jeff Murray's not pleased with defensively there is two personal fouls on that drive.
Yeah.
The second one, I guess, not really hindering things much, but, that earlier personal foul call out of bounds certainly did not help.
And those are the things that beat you in close games.
Here's a snap. Kick is away, and it is up, and it is good. With 10:19 remaining here in the fourth quarter, our score, Essex 21, BFA 14. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. welcome back everyone here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin on hand. Brad, your observations on that Essex drive?
Again, they're not doing anything that they haven't done before, and they're running what works for them, which is the sign of a good coach. I'm not going to out-clever myself. But BFA's got plenty of time. There's 10 minutes left in this, and BFA has shown they can move the ball.
I mean, with that amount of time, you have 2 possessions probably remaining. Maybe 3, but certainly 2.
Yep.
End over end kick on the far side. Seneca DeRocher fields it at the 5. DeRocher turns it upfield. Stutter steps. Now has a little bit of rain. There goes Seneca DeRocher out to the 40, to the 45. Seneca DeRocher down to the Essex 45-yard line.
He's been doing everything tonight. And beautiful return, and now BFA's only got 45 yards to go.
Taking a look at our instant replay, and you'll see DeRocher field that at the 5-yard line on that far side and kind of bob and weave his way. Finally forced out of bounds in Hornet territory. They're going to say DeRocher stepped out at his own, well, at the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
so.
but excellent field position for BFA.
Bobwhites huddle up at their own 45. Thomas DeMar splits out wide here the near side. Shotgun formation here for DeRocher. Takes a snap. Hands off straight ahead. Calls his own number on that far side and picks up 2, maybe 3 on the fake handoff up the middle.
Yeah, and it looked like they had him at the line of scrimmage, and he still will squirt loose and get a couple. He's almost like a vampire, in terms of tackle. You got to drive the stake through and make sure that he's completely exposed to the sun.
Dodlin checks in. Are we hearing these, metaphors in regards to vampires because it's close to Halloween?
It did occur to me. I won't rule it out. Subconscious.
There's a snap, handoff now, this time to Dakota Rye. Turns it upfield, and Dakota Rye bursting ahead close, driving the pile, and look, we'll have enough for the first down, I think.
Yeah, rugby scrum that last yard or 2.
Like the way that Dakota Rye really planted that right foot and turned it upfield.
That's a classic, buck sweep as you're cutting, parallel, and then you plant because the kick out block and you turn it upfield. And when he does it, he puts it downshifts. He hits it hard.
So they're going to mark him just short of the first down. So 3rd and 1 here for BFA. Just under 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Hornets by 7. DeRocher now up under center. More traditional Delaware wing tee look. There's a snap handoff straight ahead to the fullback, Sean Beauregard, and he lunges ahead. Think he'll have just enough for the first down.
Yeah, somebody penetrated through from Essex and wrapped him up behind the line of scrimmage, and he dragged him for it.
There's the signal on the field for the first down. .837 remaining here in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, Essex with a 21-14 lead. Again, senior night here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Excellent crowd on hand. Landon Underwood splits out wide here to the near side. Quarterback keeper here to the near side, looking to pick up a block, and driving ahead is Seneca DeRocher, and DeRocher just delivered a hit downfield.
And we talked about the belly keep earlier, about getting everybody to sag in, and that defender, he dropped his head, and he waited for Seneca. And Seneca's not going to just let you, he's going to make you pay the taxes.
He's not going to give you a free hug?
No.
First down for BFA, ball spotted at the Essex 25-yard line.
I like how all the BFA ball carriers finish their runs.
Williams and Dodlin split out wide on the top of the screen. Handoff straight ahead to Sean Beauregard. Beauregard lowers the shoulder. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4 for the fullback.
Well, BFA has traditionally been a physical team on both sides of the ball, and their ball carriers run like that.
Under 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Hornets with a 7-point lead, but BFA driving. Nose of the football on the Hornet 22-yard line. Williams splits out wide on the far side of the field. DeRocher back up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Back to pass under pressure, and he's hit from behind. He holds on to the ball and sacked down to the 30.
Yep, nobody picked up number 15 coming off the edge, and Seneca got walloped pretty good. He did not see that coming, but he bounced back up. He goes to work, but now BFA's in like a 3rd and 13 situation.
That was Colby Garrison for the Hornets on the sack, and you're right, Brad, 3rd and 13.
That's a big play for Essex.
Williams splits out wide on the far side. Now Bobwhites will dial up the shotgun formation, and we got movement by the tailback in the backfield for BFA, or I should say the running back. Beauregard with a slight bit of movement, and that's going to push him back. And if it was challenging on 3rd and 14, it's even more so on 3rd and 19.
Yeah, not good, but BFA, hey, I would say 2 things here. You either throw it downfield or you screen them.
Is that an undersell when you say not good?
Yes, I was trying to be diplomatic. You know, as a coach, those are the type of things that make you crazy. You give up a big sack, and then you have another 5 yards tacked on top.
So here we go, 3rd and 19 now for the Bobwhites. Here's a snap, back to pass, looking downfield, stiff pump fakes how in the end zone in. Thomas DeMar not able to get underneath that. DeMar kind of got spun around downfield.
Yeah, and if he'd been able to keep himself righted, I think he walks into the end zone with the ball.
So ball spotted, like I said, at the Essex 34-yard line. I mean, on this 4th and long, you go for it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
6:50 remaining.
Because even if you don't get the first down, but you get it 10 yards down the field or whatever, it's still, you're pushing them in their zone. You're not going to have a better chance to get, into the end zone right now.
Colby Williams splits out wide on the far side. Dakota Rye, slot man on that far side. There's a snap, back to pass. Under pressure, Seneca throws it high and deep towards the far side and intercepted and tackled at the 1-yard line. That's got to be a big break for BFA.
It is. That's a gift. That's a punt. And I'm sure that Norm Lozier, who I believe is the defensive coordinator for Essex and a very good coach, is on the sideline saying, knock it down.
4th down. I mean, 4th down, that's what you're always taught, right?
Yep.
Knock it down because the odds of you getting back to the line of scrimmage are slim.
Yet you just gave them a mini punt. Now, this is an opportunity for BFA. Maybe they get a safety. Maybe they get a turnover because they're pinned deep in their zone.
So the Bobwhites with their first turnover of the game. But again, Brad, if you're going to have
what that's
give it up at the 1.
Exactly. That's actually a silver lining.
So the Hornets take over here with 6:42 remaining. Ball officially marked at their own 2-yard line. Sarantino in his own end zone takes the snap, hands off to Orvis, who has a gaping hole up the middle and drives ahead for a 1st down.
Yeah, it's...
Brad,
again,
I think you could have made that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, backwards. Back when I weighed 250.
So, Hornets have a little more breathing room now. Out to their own 20-yard line. 6:26 remaining. Hornets in no hurry to snap the football here.
Nope, the clock is their friend.
Down to 6:10. There's a snap. Handoff here to the near side to Orvis. Orvis again driving a BFA defender with him, and that's Cody Barrett with the tackle, but not until Orvis has 12 more.
Orvis has just been doing a great job. Orvis and Sarantino have been the 1-2 for Essex.
So the Hornets, 2 offensive play calls, starting this drive at their 2. Now look to snap the ball at their own 35. Orvis again will take the handoff here. And I think we'll see a lot more of Oliver Orvis here in the next 3 minutes.
You think he's close to 150?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been almost a quiet 150. It's not one huge run, but just steady 10-yarders.
Hey, every coach will take a steady 10 yards.
I would.
Sets up a 2nd and 6 at the Essex 38. 5 minutes to go here. Bobwhite with their full allotment of timeouts, but looking to force a Hornet punt. Sorrentino calls his number, loses his footing, and I think he was down. So a break for BFA as Sorrentino lost his footing on the complex turf, and it's going to be a loss of 1.
He hasn't had many missteps. That was one, and now BFA's got to capitalize on that because now it's a 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, 4:36 remaining here.
This is a huge play right now.
Huge 3rd down here for BFA. James Harrison heads off here to the near side. Sorrentino, shotgun formation, motion in the backfield. There's a snap, handoff, counterplay to Orvis on that far side. He motors along, and Orvis dives ahead for the Essex 1st down.
Yep, knew where the 1st down marker was and made sure that he got it.
Another carry and another Hornet 1st down.
So the Hornets with a ball-controlled drive here, again starting this at their 2. Also milking the clock down to 4:07 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Yep, imposing their will on this drive.
3 receiver set here to the near side. There's a snap. Fires here to the near side. Ball is caught and completed to Thomas Chipselek. Or excuse me, no, number 19, Joshua Brown.
Yep. Hey, got 5 or 6 yards.
Were you surprised to see him throwing that?
A little bit, you know. And again, you know what? They got 6 or 7 yards off it, so it's a good call.
Hey, I mean, they got what they needed,
If
right?
it works, it's a good call.
Just I know earlier back in the 1st quarter, Thomas DeMar kind of sat on that and picked that similar
Yes.
play off this side of the field. 3 receivers set, 2nd and 4. Sorrentino throwing again. Over on the far side and coming down with it to catch once again, I believe, is Joshua Brown. Good enough for the Hornets to move the sticks. And now you've got an injured BFA player with 3:21 remaining. I believe that's number 24, Colby Williams, a little shaken up. Or is that Justin Brown? Hard to get a read from here. Want to remind our Northwest Access TV viewing audience, we'll be on the road next week as the Bobwhites take on the Colchester Lakers. Lakers were facing off against undefeated Rutland this evening down in Colchester, and Rutland was running away with that. So I think it's probably fair to say that Colchester likely to end up on the losing side. They were 1-5 coming into tonight, so Colchester likely 1-6, and that's a game that BFA is really going to need. You know, we were talking about possible home field here heading into tonight's game. St. Johnsbury going down with a loss tonight. If the Hornets hold on for a win tonight, it's really going to be a 3-team race for that 4th and final home field spot between St. Johnsbury, BFA, Middlebury, and Essex.
Yeah.
So I guess that's 4.
Yeah. And with the records all tied up, I mean, BFA would get the nod technically over Middlebury unless
they do it with a QPR
which I was,
breakdown.
Yeah, which I was going to go into.
I'll let you go into that then, Brad.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
But, hey, we're still got 3:20 remaining here on the field, 1st and 10. In the Bobwhites, again, full complement of their timeouts. If they can pull this one out and head on the road next week, they'll be in the driver's seat for home field. But they need a stop here on this series. Two receivers set on the far side. There's a snap. Sorrentino again throwing the football, gets it in the air. Pass is completed once again to Brown, but Brown takes it out of bounds. I guess if there's one positive, he'll stop the clock for the Bobwhites.
You know, on one hand, I think we're both a little surprised by the emphasis on the pass game here, but they're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
So you can't knock it if it keeps working.
Sets up a 2nd and 1. Clock stops at 3:06. Motion now in the backfield. Here's a snap, and Sarantino calls his own number, only needs a couple. He picks up 4 and picks up the first down with under 3 minutes to go.
Yep.
So clock now a significant factor. In fact, BFA will use one of their 3 timeouts defensively to stop the clock with 2:59.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Coach Brandon's going to talk to the lads about in terms of the adjustments that need to be made, but obviously BFA's got to come up with something and fast.
Turnover.
Yep. But not just that, schematically, because Essex is attacking the softness and on the edges and on the zones.
See what we can locate for out-of-town scores. Hurricanes against Burton again tonight. That game is tightened. Hurricanes lead 24-22 with 2 minutes to play.
Hey, I guess that was a little premature.
So Burton holding tough with Hartford here this evening. Spalding defeats North Country 50-0 in Division II action. And the South Burlington Seawolves with a 28-14 lead in the fourth quarter over St. Johnsbury. Back here on the field, 1st and 10. Sorrentine hands off to Orvis, who looks to bounce it outside, and Orvis once again breaks a tackle and has an Essex first down.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think he's been the MVP of Essex's offense. He's just been so steady.
And certainly in the second half.
Yeah. He's what we call that bell cow back, where he just imposes his will over 4 quarters.
2:50 to go. But the Hornets resting at the BFA 14-yard line. And the American League Championship, still Houston with a 1-0 lead over Boston.
I'm not liking the way this evening is going.
And we have Seneca DeRocher on the near sideline for BFA again, working on some cramping, so he is out of the game for the moment. Orvis does not get the handoff. The quarterback for Essex, Sorrentine, in for a Hornet touchdown.
Yeah, perfect drive for Essex, which they just chewed up a bunch of time off the clock. They imposed their will for 98 yards, and now they made it a 2-score game.
And, credit Sorrentine on that. He made 2, 3, 4 defenders miss on that. I mean, BFA defensively look gassed.
He's a little bit of a water bug, but he's also a tough water bug because he doesn't go down on the first contact.
So the Hornets make this a 2-score game with the PAT pending. Charlie Bowen to attempt that PAT. Here's a snap. Bowen's kick is high enough, and it is good. With that, we'll take a timeout. Our score, Essex 28, BFA 14. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans, Tate Brooks. Brad Ravlin. Coach, hey, give credit to Essex, 98-yard drive.
Yeah, that shows real character from Essex because BFA theoretically had that momentum. Hey, let's pin our ears back. Let's make the play happen. And Essex went and imposed their will for 98 yards. You got to respect that execution.
Penalties not much of a factor in 3 quarters of the game. A bit of a factor not in BFA's favor here in this fourth quarter.
Not in the fourth quarter. But again, that last drive by Essex, that was just Essex imposing their will.
Charlie Bowen to kick away here. As we mentioned, Seneca DeRocher on the sideline with cramps. So back deep is Michael Telfer in that kick return position on that far corner. Kick is away, and Telfer's going to look to field it. Shoe hop at the 6. Turns it upfield to the 20, still on his feet, and Telfer takes it out to the BFA 30-yard line. All right, Coach, what do you kind of chat with on the team? down by 2 scores with 2:06 remaining.
You just look at them and you try to be glass half full. You smile. You might even crack a joke. We got him right where we want him, right? And just, guys, go out there, loosen up, have fun. We're going to go downfield. We're going to try to make plays here because Essex probably is going to loosen up their defensive coverages, so there'll be things underneath.
All right. Thomas DeMar splits out wide here to the near side. He'll have DeRocher shotgun formation. Pressure, fires it over the middle and is tipped and incomplete. Brockway Hoffman in for the Hornets, tipping that ball, having a beat on it.
Yeah, and good pressure, too.
Yeah, DeRocher just got that off.
Yeah. Thing I like about Seneca, though, is he'll stay in that pocket and he'll make that throw. Even when he was breathing down his neck, he was looking down the field.
Clock stops with the incompletion, 2:01 remaining. If tonight's results hold up, Essex will improve to 4-3, and the Bobwhites will drop down to 3-3. St. J will drop down to 3-3, and the Hornets will be right around that fourth pass is complete on that far side of the field to number 22, Dakota Rye.
But Dakota was smart because he saw, okay, it's that stepped out of bounds, stopped the clock, right? He got what he could get.
Sets up a 3rd and short, call it 3rd and 4. Bobwhites huddle up with the clock stop. Rafferty splits out wide here to the near side. Shotgun for DeRocher. Fires it short to Thomas DeMag. DeMag may have enough for the first down. He does, so the clock will stop momentarily.
Exactly.
As they move the sticks.
Yeah, and you get hopping right on it. You know, and hopefully it looks like BFA has drilled this 2 minutes. So, bang, they're getting ready on the ball.
So the Bobwhites right on the ball. Now they'll restart the clock. They'll roll a 3-receiver set to the far side of the field. DeRocher with a snap. Heavy pressure now. Just gets the ball way over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted on the far side by the Hornets. Taking it over the far side, and Harrison will force him out of bounds. And that, my friends, will do it here in St. Albans.
Yeah, not much that Seneca could do in that point. Too much heat, had to get rid of it. And Essex had guys in coverage. You know, excellent, job by Essex, especially in this second half.
129
This
showing.
fourth quarter, I should say. I apologize.
129 showing on the scoreboard here at the Collins Pearly. Yeah. And the Hornets are going to come away with the victory here this evening.
Well, like, I said, BFA won the third quarter. Whoever was going to win the fourth quarter was going to win this game. Essex is winning the fourth quarter 14-0.
2-receiver set here. See if the Hornets head into a victory formation or take a few knees here.
That's an excellent effort on the BFA team tonight. Dealing with adversity. Adapting.
And it's a final score. The South Burlington Seawolves, a good timeout on the field taken by Essex. The South Burlington Seawolves come away with a 35-14 win over St. Johnsbury. So again, as we look at next week, you've got Rutland is going to be undefeated 6-0. CVU is going to likely be, they play tomorrow, but they'll probably be 6-1. Hartford improves to 6-1. Then really, you've got 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you're going to have St. Johnsbury at 3-3, BFA at 3-3, Essex at 4-3, and depending on what Middlebury does, either 4-3 or 3-3.
Yeah, so there's a lot of in that middle there. So it's going to be an interesting last week to see how everything sugars out.
I mean, the Bobwhites can finish anywhere from 4th place and playing a home playoff game to finishing in 7th.
Yeah, there's a wide variety there.
And you certainly want to finish in that 4th spot because the top 3, Rutland, CVU, and Hartford, certainly you don't want to play them on the road. Although I will say this, I mean, BFA played Hartford tough earlier this season at Hartford.
Yep, and we talk about it. Styles make fights.
Sarantino.
Right, BFA plays run-oriented teams very well traditionally. That's why they did very well against Middlebury. That's why they gave Hartford fits. Seems that BFA is trying to find their way a little bit against these spread teams.
Beat a spread team to open the season, Mount Mansfield, but if we take a look at the standings, Mount Mansfield 1-5 overall, so kind of struggling this season.
Yeah. I think they beat Colchester, but.
So victory formation now for the Hornets with 46 seconds to go. Takes the snap. Here's the kneel. And we'll see if the Hornets need to do that one more time. So not the ending the seniors wanted here this evening for BFA, but hey, it's a new week next week.
Yep, exactly. And you know what? They had the 2-week layoff with everything going on. They had to break in, reintroduce a guy to an old position. But you know what? You got to like some of the things you saw with Seneca at quarterback during this game. And there's some really good things throughout the game. You got to polish on those things. And no disrespect to Essex at all. Hats off to Essex. They executed well. Essex is a solid team. And like we talked about, Marty Richards and his staff is very good.
Horn sounds. We hit 000s on the scoreboard, and that will do it. The Hornets come away with the victory. Brad, any final thoughts on this evening's game?
Hey, it's a learning process. You know, they take a look at the film, they get back to work, and, you know, Coach Murray will probably say to his guys, you know, gentlemen, no excuses next week, right? No layoffs. We go back to work, right? And let's get that game secured, and then let's take care of business in the postseason.
All right. Well, that will do it. Thanks for tuning in. Our final score here from the Collins Pearly in St. Albans, Essex 28, BFA 14. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.